Hey everyone, it's Tom here, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. So did you know that there are researchers and scientists out there that are willing to pay you for your opinion? That's right. And as it turns out, there's a massive industry of paid market research and focus groups where you can get paid for sharing your honest opinions and feedback. This is also a space and kind of side hustle I've been testing out for years, and it's absolutely one of my favorite ways to make a little bit of side cash, really without that much effort. And so in today's video, I'm sharing some of the best paid focus group and market research opportunities out there right now. And make sure you watch until the end, because I'm also going to share some very important tips that actually help you qualify for a lot more studies, ultimately helping you make more money at the end of the day. If you've ever been curious about focus group opportunities, this is the video for you. Let's get to it. But really quickly, guys, before diving into the paid focus group opportunities, I just want to outline what to expect here in terms of earning potential. It's important to note that this is not a full-time job opportunity and there are no guaranteed earnings. Results are not guaranteed, so please keep this in mind. Based on my own testing and experience, it can be difficult to always qualify for focus groups. It's really variable, so some months might be great, some months might be pretty lackluster, and you might not earn anything at all. So again, it's totally all different depending on where you live and who you are, so just keep this in mind, but there are still some pretty cool opportunities that I'll cover right now. And so to kick things off, guys, my favorite paid focus group opportunity right now and for the last couple of years is a platform called User Interviews. And so User Interviews is an online focus group and market research website that pays you for sharing your opinion and feedback with various researchers. Now, I actually have a review on this channel, and this is a website I use every single month, and it is by far my favorite way to find paid market research opportunities. User Interviews also has millions of participants and thousands of researchers, so it is an industry leader. And there's all kinds of opportunities on the platform, including paid focus groups, testing apps, joining beta programs, pilot programs, and all kinds of different studies where you basically try something out or you just get paid to share your opinion with researchers. Now, to date, this is also my most successful kind of market research side hustle, and I've actually earned a couple $100s with User Interviews in my lifetime, and the studies have been pretty fun. I mean, one study I completed recently, I had to test a mobile banking app that was in development, share my feedback as I used the app, and I got like a $50 Amazon gift card. I tested another one recently too, where I just shared some opinions and experience about email marketing. And again, I got like $50 for about 30 minutes of work. Now, the thing with User Interviews is that the studies are pretty niche, and I'll scroll through my account here. You can see all kinds of different studies. Some of them are interested in people who work in certain industries or certain demographics of people, or they might be interested in you if you've tried a certain product or service before, and they're looking for your feedback. This is kind of the nature of paid focus group opportunities. They're very niche, but then the pay is often very high because they're looking for such specific individuals. Now, what I really like about User Interviews is that it posts new opportunities all of the time. And in my experience, my acceptance rate is probably about 5 to 10%. So I apply to studies every month. I don't get into most of them, but when I do get into a study, it's honestly pretty decent pay for very little effort. What's also nice is that User Interviews pays you with PayPal cash or gift cards. Again, it kind of depends on the study, but overall, this is by far my favorite paid market research opportunity that I definitely recommend you guys check out. All right, guys, and the second paid focus group website I wanted to share is a website called Respondent.io. But yeah, Respondent is super similar. You basically sign up, you complete your profile, and then you start looking for available market research groups or paid focus groups, one-on-one interviews, things like that. Respondent also has in-person studies, so based on where you sign up from and your IP address and location, you might also find in-person studies, which is a bit unique. But most of them, in my experience, they're one-on-one interviews conducted over Zoom or Google Meet or something like that. Now, with Respondent, the pay for a focus group ranges all over the place. I mean, some of them might only pay $5 to $10, but I have personally seen studies and focus groups on Respondent paying $100 to $200 or even more. So there's definitely a lot of earning potential with this platform. Now, again, I'll scroll through here and you can see some of the different interviews and focus groups going on. Some of them are very specific. Once again, they're looking for people who are CEOs or who work in certain industries or who have a certain job title, although there are more general ones as well. So again, there's kind of something for everyone. Like User Interviews, Respondent also typically pays you with PayPal or gift cards. Again, it does depend on the study, but in my experience and personally, I use User Interviews the most, and I'm testing out Respondent now as my second favorite option. So These are the two platforms I recommend starting with. All right, guys, and coming in at number 3 is a platform called Prolific. Now, Prolific is actually a combination of a survey site and kind of a paid market research platform, but I wanted to cover it because it is very beginner friendly and very easy to use and has a lot of potential. And so for starters, you have to be 18 or older to sign up for Prolific. And once you create your account, you then spend some time filling out a profile questionnaire that helps Prolific match you to better opportunities. Now, this is pretty in-depth and it kind of scares a lot of new Prolific members off because you have to spend about 10 to 20 minutes actually filling out your profile. But once you do that, Prolific can start matching you to different paid surveys, online focus groups, or various market research opportunities that, again, you qualify for based on that profile survey. Now, here's the thing that I really like about Prolific and that makes it one of the best platforms in my opinion, is that it has a minimum hourly payment requirement of at least $8 per hour. This is in Prolific's official rules, so if you're signing up as a researcher or a survey company and you want to hear from Prolific's members, you have to pay participants at least $8 per hour, and a lot of researchers and studies pay more than that to try and attract as many participants as possible. Now again, like I mentioned in the intro, earnings are not guaranteed. This isn't a full-time job. It's not a way to make thousands of dollars per month. But again, you know that the time you're putting into the platform, you're at least going to earn it, $8 per hour, sometimes a little bit more. Prolific also pays its members through PayPal, so you're earning actual cash. You're not getting sweepstake entries or anything random like that. One thing I will say, however, is that I saw a comment on one of my videos recently about someone saying Prolific now has waiting periods in certain countries or wait lists. So just keep this in mind. You might sign up for Prolific and find that there's a wait list in your country. So again, I recommend starting with user interviews and Respondent and then trying out something like Prolific. All right, guys, and the 4th paid market research platform you can try out is a newer company called Wynter. Now, this is, again, a newer platform I've just joined and started testing out recently. I haven't actually made any money with it yet, although I'm starting to apply to certain studies, but I've seen a lot of positive reviews on Reddit and other YouTube videos, so I wanted to do some research and cover it for you guys. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you've tried out Wynter or any of these other paid focus group platforms, but this one is pretty neat and I wanted to cover it because right now, again, it's new and it's accepting members from the US, Canada, UK, and all over Europe. Now, once you sign up with your email, it's pretty standard. You complete a profile questionnaire, so Wynter actually understands who you are and can match you to the right opportunities. And from there, Wynter has a few different ways to start earning, but essentially you'll get invited to give your feedback on different websites, creatives, or sales copy, and typically the actual surveys on Wynter or the focus group opportunities only take about 2 to 10 minutes. Now, what's interesting is that Wynter says how much you earn depends on the study, but also your level of seniority, and you can earn anywhere from about $5 all the way up to $50 per study. So this is lower than some of the opportunities you'll find on something like user interviews or Respondent, but again, the studies are very quick, like you're giving feedback on a logo or feedback on some marketing copy, and then you can earn upwards of $50 per study according to Wynter's website. Now, one thing I also like about Wynter is it says right on its website what roles or kind of occupations it's looking for right now. So there's a very clear-cut list of who can join this platform and really who should skip it. I'll put the list on screen. You can see there's all kinds of roles like AI and machine learning, there's business intelligence directors, CTO, CEOs, financial planning analysts, software engineers, DevOps, CRO, and head of revenue. You guys can tell there's a lot of managerial positions, C-suite positions, and again, kind of different job titles that are a little bit higher up on the corporate ladder. This definitely makes Wynter less beginner friendly, but if you work in any kind of marketing department or B2B business and sales or anything like that, I would definitely recommend checking out Wynter. All right, guys, and the 5th paid market research platform I wanted to cover is called FieldWork. Now, this is another super popular company in the space, and it's very popular in the United States in particular. And guys, it's another way to basically find market research gigs and focus groups in your area. You basically sign up for free, and then you can get connected to focus group opportunities taking part in your city. And according to the company's website, it's looking for consumers, business professionals, patients, and healthcare professionals. So again, this is better for finding in-person focus groups or studies where you'll actually go to a business or you'll go to a research center, you'll talk to some researchers, you'll answer their questions, and then you'll get compensated for your time. According to FieldWork, compensation starts at $75, and usually studies take about 1 to 2 hours. So again, it is a pretty decent hourly rate. Now, FieldWork also does have online interviews or phone call interviews and things like that, but again, it has more in-person opportunities than a lot of the other platforms out there. But anyways, guys, that does it for 5 of the best paid market research platforms out there. And really quickly, before moving on to some tips to maximize earning potential, I want to cover a few honorable mentions as well that you can also check out. So first up would be Rare Patient Voices, and this is another platform that's basically looking for doctors and people with various medical conditions, and it has some very high-paying studies oftentimes. But again, it is very niche and it is focusing on the healthcare sector. The second one you can check out is Lightster, and this is a newer platform that lets you complete user testing gigs and surveys to earn on the side. And finally, you can also check out Maven. Now, Maven basically lets you set your own rates and make money as a consultant in kind of one-off expert interviews. So again, it's a little bit different than the other platforms I mentioned because you're basically outlining your experience and setting your rates and then hoping people contact you to ask you questions. And guys, there are honestly tons of other paid focus group opportunities out there, but this video, I'm outlining some of my favorite ones, the ones I'm testing or have already used, and the ones I'm gonna keep testing. So hopefully at least one of them works well for you. But that brings me to my next point, guys, and I wanna outline a few tips you guys can use to kind of increase the earning potential of this kind of side hustle, because again, earnings are honestly all over the place. And really my first tip here would just be to join several platforms. And the main reason for this is that it is hard to find focus groups or market research opportunities you qualify for and that you're a good fit for. And so by joining multiple platforms, you increase the odds you stumble across a good opportunity. Now, my second tip, and this is so important, is to actually spend time completing your profile as much as possible. For example, a lot of platforms let you connect your LinkedIn account to it. They also let you add different information about your occupation, your education, your demographics. So really take the time to fill out your profile as much as possible, because this is what researchers look at when they're deciding if you're eligible for a study or not. The third tip would just be to check your inbox regularly. This is actually how I get most of my opportunities from user interviews. They send out opportunities through email, and sometimes they even send out like a advanced notification. They say, hey, we think you're a good fit for this study. We're sending it to you first before we send it to the broader platform. So definitely check your email. And finally, the fourth tip, guys, would just be to watch out for scams. Honestly, guys, this space is unfortunately full of scams, and I've covered some of them before on this channel, like Apex focus groups. And really the thing that a lot of the bad companies in this space do is they pretend to have opportunities, but they're just data mining and then taking all of your data and selling it to someone. And so this is why I recommend sticking with some of the focus group companies I've covered in this video. And I also recommend doing your research. Look at reviews on Reddit, look at Trustpilot scores, look for other reviews on YouTube, and really be cautious of giving up way too much data before you really know if a platform is legit or not. Honestly, I think this is a super cool side hustle space, and it's one I try every single month. It's one I earn with every single year. So again, I think it is a really cool opportunity. You just have to use some common sense and do your due diligence. In any case, guys, I hope this video was helpful. And if you're curious about earning with focus group opportunities, or there's platforms you like or dislike, or you have any comments, I'd love to hear from you guys down below. And again, guys, one more time, just keep in mind, results are not guaranteed. This is based on my own personal testing, research, data points, all of the years I've been testing out side hustles, but this is not a full-time job opportunity, no guaranteed earnings or results, so please have some realistic expectations. That really does it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day and week. I'll catch you guys in the next one.